Hey everybody, happy afternoon, happy DIY Thursday. Actually on a Thursday today. Today's DIY recipe is for tick repellent. And my plan for this was not what I was originally going to do today, but came up suddenly this morning when I found a tick on Allie's neck. Luckily, it had not yet bit her. They had been like rubbing and petting Riley all morning. So my only guess is that it jumped on him last night when he went out, hung out on him all night, and then jumped on her this morning. So I'm very, very cautious of ticks. They're really, really bad in New Jersey. I actually got Lyme disease 2 years ago, so I'm like super, super cautious about it, especially with the kids. Facts for you, if you've never dealt with ticks, if you do get bit by a tick, that bullseye thing they say you're supposed to get only happens in 15% of people, which not that many people know. And if you do get bit, it's 2 weeks before it shows up in your bloodstream. So you can't really get tested till then. So I'm watching Allie. I don't think she got bit because it was like right here. And when I went to brush her hair this morning, it was just hanging out. And I just kind of like plucked it off. You can't really squish them. They don't die. So I plucked it off with the tissue and flushed it down the toilet. Ugh, I hate ticks. They freak me out so much. Not that they scare me. I just like hate the idea that the kids could get bit and I wouldn't know about it. Anyway, purpose for today's DIY, tick repellent. I made this last year. We used it a lot. I really kind of, especially in the fall, for some reason, I feel like ticks, at least here, are most apparent in the fall months when it's starting to cool down. That's when I really find a lot on Riley. But this one kind of surprised me because it's been really hot, but it did cool off with the storms we've been having here. So I wonder if one just jumped in there. But anyway, I figured it was time to make a fresh batch to get ready. And I usually just spray Riley's collar and then like his butt and back of his legs or his underbelly before he goes out to the bathroom each time, or at least once a day. I also just recently sprayed like outside our door where like that grass patch is, just to be safe. Like I said, freaking hate them. So recipe today is actually something that you can do as little or as much as you need. But since I hate them so much, I'm going for the all-powerful version. I have seen a few recipes where they use rose geranium. I don't have rose geranium. I have straight up geranium. But geranium is very, very effective in the like all natural repellent of ticks. It's one of the main oils that is recommended. Hi, Mom. To keep ticks away from dogs. We also, Young Living has an oil called Kunzia that was released last year. And I didn't know anything about it, so I'd done some research and I had read that, should have checked this before. I can't remember which country Kunzia is grown in, but whatever country it is, people will, if they're sleeping outdoors, will sleep next to or near Kunzia bushes because ticks don't like the smell of it and certain bugs. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw that in there too. Recipe could be very simple. You could just do a geranium oil, but I'm gonna throw a couple other things in here that bugs are not big fans of and just make sure Riley's covered and us. So other ingredients, you need 1 ounce, 1 shot glass size of witch hazel and distilled water. I'm gonna use my handy dandy funnel because as we know, I'm accident prone. Oh no, is this a new bottle? It is, new bottle of witch hazel. Mom, I know you probably don't de-tick hunter, but I don't know how often you see ticks up there. All right. 1 ounce witch hazel. And witch hazel, if you don't know, it's just it's an emulsifier because you know water and oils don't mix, so it just helps spread out your oils, gets them in there. We're gonna do I'm gonna knock this over. I think this is a 6 ounce spray bottle. I'm going to do 10 drops of geranium. I always feel bad when it's quiet while I'm dropping things because I feel like it's a lot of dead space and I should chat. But at the same point, I can't count and talk. Last time I tried, it was a mess. I'm gonna do 5 drops of peppermint. Plus the peppermint smells really good. And if you've seen from some of my other videos, it sort of masks the smell of other things so bugs can't find what they're looking for. We buy the dog drops for ticks, but I mean, it's great. Cedar wood. Sorry, I have a cheat sheet because there's so many oils. I wrote it down. 5 drops of cedar wood as well. I love the smell of cedar wood. It's like that musky, woodsy scent. Lemongrass, which is a powerhouse against bugs. Mosquitoes hate it. I'm a big fan of. It makes up a big component of my bug spray. I'm pretty sure that was 10. It's 10 of lemongrass. Like I said, I can't count and talk at the same time. 5 lavender. Lavender is very soothing for the skin. And that includes puggles. I'm wearing my glasses today. I never wear my glasses, but I can't wear my contacts for at least a day or two. All right, the Kunzia I'm throwing in last. You could replace this with eucalyptus. You don't have to include it at all if you don't have it. If you've never heard of it, it's just one of those things I had read about it. I like to read up on the new oils Young Living starts to put out, where they come from. Like Kunzia is one of those. It's such a weird name. I thought it was a blend, and then I realized it's not. It's just a bush I've never heard of before. And I'm gonna do a little swirl, and then we're just gonna top off the rest of it with distilled water, if I can do it without spilling it. And I don't go all the way up. I leave room for shaking. I shake this every single time before I use it. Like I said, oil and water don't mix. You do have the witch hazel in there for emulsifying, but it's just always good to make sure that you're really, really good shaking up. And you can tell because the oils start to separate, and you can see the droplets start to sort of separate in the bottle. I just cover my bases. And like I said, I spray this on Riley's collar. It is always recommended with using oils with pets to make sure they can get away from it. If they don't like the smell of it, it'll never hurt your pet. There's nothing that any of these oils could do to affect your pet in any way. But I usually spray it on Riley's collar because we do take his collar off. We only put it on when he goes outside. So, excuse me. I put it on his collar for when he goes out, and then I usually spray his butt because for some reason the ticks really like to jump on there. But otherwise, I don't really load it onto him himself. Because I want him to be able to get away from it. But he's never even really noticed it. Like he's never scratched at himself or sniffed at himself. Usually I spray him and he just looks at me like, can I go now? All right, so that's it. Tick repellent. Let me know what you think. This is super effective for us. I started using it last year. 2 years ago was when I got the Lyme, and I think I had counted, I pulled 14 ticks off of Riley that year and found another 5 in our house. And then last year I started using this, and I think we got 2. So I'm not saying it's totally because of this, but it could have been. I don't know. It's always a really bad tick season in New Jersey. So anything I can do to protect us against it, I'm in. So there we go, tick repellent. Let me know if you make it. Let me know if you like it and if you use it. And I'll see you next week for another DIY. Happy Thursday.